So I think you guys can guess what's going to happen today. 2500 is going to get a new muffler. Yes, it's a Flowmaster. This is a Super 40. Actually, the local auto parts had this. It is a dual in, dual out, so I'm going with a single muffler on this. You can see there's 2.5 in and out. Now, anybody that is familiar with a Chevy truck knows that the 6 liters got dual exhaust all the way to the muffler. 2 separate 3-inch pipes coming back. And then you got the muffler, and then it Ys into the single 3.5-inch you see there coming out. Now, you're probably saying, dual 3-inch and you're going down to 2.5, that don't make any sense. Well, like I said, the muffler Ys into a single 3.5 out, and if you run dual 2.5, that's going to outflow a single 3.5. I've got multiple adapters here. I'm probably just going to do a weed burner exhaust on this because I want to hear it. I don't know if I'm going to go with this one or not. Like I said, local auto parts store had it, so I'm going to give it a try. It should flow a lot better than factory exhaust. Like I said, it should flow a lot better than that single 3.5. I don't know why the factory Ys that into one single exhaust, but that's what they do. So I'm going to get the truck up in the air, and we're going to start looking the situation over. Okay, so here's the dual inlet on the factory muffler. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut her off as close to the muffler as we can. This muffler's junk. You can see it's been beat up. There's a hole in it. Sounds terrible. So we're just going to cut it off here and take the whole system out. Make room for the new muffler. Okay, my tool of choice for any exhaust system is the Sawzall with a long blade on it. So let's start cutting. When you get to this last pipe, it's going to pinch and bind. Sometimes you got to raise up your muffler or lower it down, whatever it needs. Okay, so you can see the muffler twisting. I can't get it cut off because I thought that my rubber isolators were good, but they're not. They're all breaking, so the muffler's twisting. So I'm going to have to support it and to be able to get it cut off the rest of the way. So we got to support it, so this should cut out. And there we go. Now, taking this exhaust out on a hoist is pretty easy, the whole thing. A lot of times if you don't have a hoist, you have to cut the muffler off and take it out in 2 pieces. But I should be able to get this out in 1 piece. So now you can see better the Y, factory Y into one 3.5 exit. So here's the new muffler out of the box, a little better look at it. There is an inlet and an outlet. You can put this in backwards, so make sure you put the inlet side on the right side. I think it'll give you like a whistle sound if you don't install them the right way. You don't want a whistle sound. You want a nice rumble. And like I showed you before, I got some adapters here to run my 3-inch down to the 2.5, and I'm gonna have to do some welding and fitting, and we'll see, I guess, what I come up with here. So there's the dual 3-inch pipes coming from the exhaust manifolds, or the headers that I have now. If you've never seen a Chevy 6-liter, it's dual pipes all the way to the exhaust manifolds there. So it is a true dual until you get to the muffler. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to weld this adapter onto that adapter, and this adapter will slide over. It's pretty tight, but it slides over the factory pipe, and then I'll weld that. This I'm going to weld onto the exhaust, butt weld it. It's the same size as the pipe there. So then I'm going to weld these turn downs on the end of the muffler here. This is temporary. I probably won't weld them all the way around so I can cut them off easy. And this is just to direct the exhaust downward and so it don't get trapped up under the bed or something. So we're going to go with the weed burner for now. I just want to see how this thing sounds, how it flows, how the truck reacts to it, and we'll go from there. So there's my adapters welded onto the muffler. You can see how I got it set up here. And I'm going to just slide the factory pipes in there. I might have to spread them out a little bit because they look really like they're really close together, a lot closer than that. But we'll just spread them apart and pound them in there. And we'll weld that all the way around. Really not that difficult of a job, especially on a lift, changing out a muffler. The hardest thing is getting the old one off, really. So here's the muffler sitting in place. I've got it kind of slid over this. It ain't slid over very much, but it is slid over those. It'll make it much easier to weld that around. Instead of doing butt welds like I did here, that's a lot more difficult. So that should be easier just to run around them. And then I'll have my turn downs right here, and I think it's going to be awesome. Let's burn this thing in. So there she be, guys, all welded up. I had a little trouble with these tips here. I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't wanting to weld very good. But you can see I've got them angled a little bit. Light's in the way. I got them angled a little bit sideways. So what do you think? Should we drop her down? Fire her up? Yeah, I think so. So there it is, guys. Flowmaster Super 40 on Project Midnight. Now, I've been struggling to get decent audio of this muffler. For some reason, I just cannot do it. My cameras used to be really good at picking up exhaust, but maybe they're getting too old. I don't know. I did my best to show you what it sounds like. It sounds awesome in person. I mean, it really sounds awesome. The only thing I don't like about it is it's got some interior sound. It's got some drone when it goes into overdrive and part throttle. It's got a bit of a droning to it. So sounds awesome. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the muffler or not. We'll see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.